Guys, it's crazy and amazing how quickly the birds grow. Today is day 15 and the birds are already flying. Oh my god. Now I know my background actually looks quite crazy, but let me tell you about it. On this side, you can see it's where the chickens are brooding. You can see the polythene that's separating that room. This room is meant to be one chicken house, and probably over the next week, when the birds make 3 weeks, they'll probably be done brooding, because at the speed at which they are growing, oh my god, I don't think they'll need any heat. So in the background, it looks quite chaotic, but guys, it's clean. You can see over there, that's where we kept all the chick drinkers and the pan feeders that we had used earlier on. We are going to be removing them from here, but we've got them out and washed them and cleaned them, and we just place them in the background. And over here, if you can see, this is where we have kept our mixed feed. So at the beginning we were using pellet feeds, but we have changed from the pellet feeds to concentrate feeds because the first week got done and pellet feeds are just too expensive. So we are using the concentrate feeds, but in order to keep them very close to the birds, to make sure that we don't stress moving out, increasing the risk of exposure to any kind of disease, once we mix the feeds, we just keep them in here. And right here we have briquettes that we are using for the chickens. We're using them to warm the chickens, so now that the birds are 15 days old, they don't need lots and lots of heat. The briquettes are actually sufficient to provide enough heat for the chickens, because you don't need temperatures of 34 degrees Celsius, 29, 30 is just enough. And yo guys, this is crazy but true, but this is my little bed for during the night. So both day and night, someone has to supervise, because like I said, you can't really trust the workers 100%. So I put this down here, and then I'll use a bed sheet, a simple bed sheet to cover myself throughout the night. And then when the morning gets up, I just do my morning chores like I'm going to do right now. Then I'll go, brush and clean myself up and then prepare for the rest of the day. But this is where my bed is, and it's where my little tiny office is too. If you guys can see, here is a chair that has a laptop on it. It has, my phone. There is headsets, which I use to probably edit my videos or listen to something. So this is also my tiny office. And of course, without forgetting, my ukulele. Yeah, music just never leaves me. It doesn't matter where I am. Music is the beauty of my soul. I obviously play it at low volume to make sure I don't stress out the bird. Hi guys, welcome back to Farm Up. This is Dr. Daniel, and on this channel, Farm Up, it's all about growing on your farm. So if you want to learn all you need to know about poultry farming, all other kinds of farming, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell, that way you never miss out on an upload. So guys, yes, as you can see in the background, the birds are still being fed. We are giving them their ration of feed for the day. Ideally, for chicks that are brooding, you shouldn't be measuring for them how much they should feed on, because you don't want them to run out of feed. You want them to have food constantly present, day or night. So what you should do is make sure that if you're giving them a ration for the day, it's always over and above what they need. So if, for example, they need 60 kilograms, give them 70. At least you're sure they'll always be food by the end of the day. Don't give them something and then they run out of food, and then for some time they have no food because you're just slowing their growth. So yeah, as we continue to give them feed, the other thing that needs to be done is to have the drinkers cleaned out, because like I told you guys, we are using the adult drinkers right now, this kind of drinker. But the problem with it is that because the birds are still so small and so low, they can scratch. We have to put the drinkers lower than we would want to. And what that leads to is a problem of having the wood shavings entering the water. So we actually need to wash out the drinkers every morning just to ensure that, you know, the water remains clean. But after some time, you know, when the birds have become bigger, the altitude will go higher, and then we have less cleaning to do for both the drinkers and the feeders. And then guys, you can see right here the brooding stoves that we are using. You can see that, yeah, we put nets around the stove to make sure that the birds don't jump in. Because for my very first batch of birds, I lost quite a number of birds. Well, not quite a number, some few birds, but they are also very important birds because they fell inside the fire. So because of that, we put a mesh around, and you can see the briquettes right here. I won't touch it because it's too hot. But these are the briquettes that we are using. The advantage with the briquettes is that right now, considering we don't need lots of fire, the temperature, since it's day 15, can be around 29 degrees Celsius. The briquettes take us longer. They don't give off too much heat, but for example, over the night, you only need to replace them twice or 3 times. In comparison to charcoal, which you probably need to do 10 times or something like that. So it's really helping us around. And guys, it's the start of the 3rd week, so it's around this time that the beaks of the birds start to fall off. You can see this chick, it was debeaked. The beak has literally fallen off, like you can see. It looks so strange and interesting, but yeah, this is the price to pay. For my other batch of birds, the commercial layers, I think the debeaking wasn't done very well. They're the birds that I got in from Hungary. The debeaking wasn't done very well. I think the beaks were cut quite short. So a few months later, the beaks start growing back. They didn't fall off well enough. But these look like they're falling off well enough. So debeaking is really, really important because you don't want particular vices to develop in the birds. Feather pecking, you know, vent pecking, egg pecking, all those things you want to make sure that you avoid. So this debeaking is really important. So by the end of this week, I believe most of the birds will have their beaks fallen off.